Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
Hi, and welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to start out tonight talking with a nonprofit called Family of Friends Mentoring, and it's fairly new to the Gresham area. And with us to talk about Family of Friends, we have the Executive Director, Michelle Costa. Thanks for being here, Michelle.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You know, it was really great today. Went to the State of the City address by the Mayor Bemis here of Gresham. And one of the highlights of his talk today was about Family of Friends. I was just so delighted to hear him talking about it. And it's a very unique partnership with the City of Gresham. And I think there's a lot of people finding out about it and pretty excited about what you're doing here. So maybe, Michelle, you can start out by telling us a little bit about Family of Friends, how it got started, and a little bit about the background and how you've sort of morphed your way into being a partner with the City of Gresham.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great story.
It is.
So we started off, we've been around for about 13 years, doing mentoring primarily in Portland. Mm-hmm. And our founders were original founders in starting the Friends of the Children mentoring program, which is paid mentoring.
Right.
Where
who
the
are
mentors
also
are
out
paid.
here now too.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And so they're paid mentors who have resources and extra time to really just love kids and create space for kids. Yeah, and so that's our core. That's sort of where we came out of. And so our founders said, hey, we think we can achieve similar outcomes by leveraging volunteers and volunteer power. So they left Friends of the Children, went off and did some other things, and then started Family of Friends in 2003 under the umbrella of Trillium Family Services. Okay. Yeah, so Trillium is mental health for kids, mental health treatment. And so we were really just using their 501c3 to sort of help us get started back in 2003.
Like a little umbrella, sort of,
exactly.
so to speak, yeah.
Yeah, and Trillium helped us sort of grow in the Portland area, but it really wasn't the perfect mission fit as far as clinical mental health, and we're a community-based mentoring program with this real focus on family connection and prevention and young kids.
So there's a mental health aspect in that it's good for the mental health of the kids and the people involved in the program, but that's not the focus of it. Is
absolutely,
that right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm glad you brought that point, because mentoring really is improving mental health for kids, absolutely, just by helping them feel good about themselves. And but as far as the organizational side, we'd always sort of been looking for a place where we might fit better, or we could really spread our wings. So, so this summer we had a couple of Gresham employees going through our training to become mentors, and we started talking about partnership. And there became this idea. We had been wanting to match more kids in Gresham for a long time, had long wait lists in East County,
really?
But we weren't here physically to build the relationships we needed for mentor recruitment.
Yeah, hard to find the mentors
when you're
who
not
live
here.
Out here. Yes,
and when you're not connected to the community out here. So, so the City of Gresham employees said, well, let's put our heads together. We actually just got a recommendation from our Commission on Children and Families that Mayor Bemis commissioned, that said we want more mentoring, and that's really important to the community here. So we were like, awesome,
here we are, ready made for you.
Yeah, we're ready made. And so so we created this amazing partnership where the city really is doing things that they do well, which is infrastructure support, helping us get connected with the community through all of their networks, and then offering us some in-kind rent at City Hall.
So you're right in City Hall.
Right in City Hall.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So the city's doing what they do well, and then we are doing what we do well, which is programming, and not having to worry about that back end stuff as much really frees us up to really do the programming and mentoring.
Well, and as an executive director, I'm sure having that weight lifted off you of having to find a place, a place to actually call your office space, and having to deal with a lot of those issues as far as running around, getting connected with the community. I know you're already doing that, but having that that little extra edge of having the city involved has got to be a huge perk.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just been incredible for the program, and really for folks in Gresham, for families and volunteers in Gresham. So
does this mean that you're no longer focused on the Portland area then, and you're more focused on the East County area then?
Yeah, so we have transitioned programming, or we're in the process of transitioning all of our programming to Gresham. So all of the new matches that we make are in the Gresham area. Yeah,
okay,
with the exception of one contract that we have down in Southwest Portland.
Oh, okay, okay. So the Friends and Family Mentoring is volunteer. It's all volunteer based, and what do you do to match people up, and how long of a program is there? How long of a relationship is it between the mentor and the mentee?
Or the commitment level. So the whole goal is to build a friendship, right? To build a relationship. And we always say to our folks, like, remember back when you had or think of your best friend or someone that you have that's really close to you, how different it was in that first year versus how different it is now, like that relationship. So relationships take time. Yeah. So we ask mentors and families and kids to commit to a minimum of a year of being involved, of roughly weekly outings. So they're really just developing a friendship, and the activities that they do. So staff supports mentors through training and screening. We do a ton of screening with mentors to make sure that they're safe and they're
a
in
little
the
background check and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
and that they're in the right spot to really be giving their time away and creating safe spaces for kids. And then families as well. Families do need to be in a spot where they can sort of coordinate with a mentor, at least from week to week. That's sort of the bare minimum that we ask.
That makes sense. Now, and what are the ages of the kids that you work with?
Yeah, so we focus on elementary school kids to start. And
so you obviously do have to coordinate with a family. Right. Obviously.
Right, because kids are little. They can be kindergarten through 5th grade. Yeah. And occasionally we will match an older kid if it makes sense and the kid really wants it. And in those cases, it's usually a natural mentor that comes up and says, hey, we've developed this friendship, but we'd like a formal program to sort of back us up.
That's great, yeah.
So we will go outside of that age range, but we really do focus on
younger
prevention,
ones,
on the younger
and then
kids.
hopefully keep that going. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good point, is that we ask for that minimum of a year, but folks can stay formally matched until the kids graduate from high school.
Wow.
What we see is that after 2 to 3 years, typically, that's the typical time frame, is that kids and mentors will form this really natural bond, and then they don't need the support of the program anymore.
Oh.
So we can.
So maybe they're not formally getting together, but they still get together on their own and just have that friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're meeting up. They might still be meeting up really regularly once a week, but they don't need us to be checking in on them or us to help with coordination or communications or things like that. So then we can graduate them into being a natural match, is what we would consider.
It seems like they'd be like part of the family by then.
And that's our goal.
Yeah.
Family of friends, to be a family friend.
That makes sense. You brought a few pictures, and maybe we could take a look. And I know one of them was of a family, and so you obviously do work a lot with the families. How does that work? How do you work with the parents in a situation like that? Like, okay, this family here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite matches.
I love the picture.
So, this was actually our match of the year for 2016, last year. And so about a quarter of our mentors are couples or families with kids. Oh. So it's an opportunity to get involved and volunteer with your whole entire family.
That's great. There aren't a lot of opportunities for that.
No, there aren't, especially when you have little kids like the Emery family here. And so what we have have here is Norma, who's the mom of Juan Carlos here to the right. And she was a single mom raising 3 kids. She has 2 teenage daughters.
Oh, wow.
And Juan Carlos was, you know, his older sisters weren't super into hanging out with him and being his best friend or whatever. So Norma was really looking for someone who could just be his friend and be encouraging, as well as sort of that traditional sort of family model or community.
Well, yeah, you need a male role model for one thing. I mean, most
and a
boys
male
can
role
use
model,
that.
which a lot of families have in different ways, an uncle or a grandpa or a dad or a soccer coach or whatever, right? Which, you know, families can look a lot of different ways. But she reached out to Family of Friends. The school referred Juan Carlos, and we got them linked up. And now Juan Carlos is like the older brother. So now he's the authority.
So the other 3, the 2 little ones and the older girl, are siblings? Are they siblings?
So everybody on the left, so Steve and Aaron and the 2 little kids are the mentor family.
Okay.
And then we have Norma and Juan Carlos.
Oh, okay, okay.
Who's the mentee.
Got it.
But this is why I love our program, because
I couldn't really
you
tell.
can't tell who's receiving a service and who's not. So that's the whole goal, is really to bring people together, to create community and become like family friends. Wow. So they're both expanding each other's networks. They're both learning. They're both getting involved in the community, and they're having a great time. Yeah.
You can tell Norma, I said she looked like one of the kids. She's still so young. So young, I thought she was one of the kids.
And she's, fantastic woman, really, really empowering story.
That's wonderful. And so these 2 ladies.
This is our current match of the year. In 2017, they've been matched for 6 years.
Oh my goodness.
Formally involved in the program. And this is an incredible example of how it's really the kids who have to show up as well and have to want to meet up with their mentor, and how they are just as much a part of the match success as the mentor is, and the growth of the match. And so Mentor Renee actually just joined our board of directors, which we're really excited about. And her mentee, or really just friend now,
6 years, I guess.
Yeah, is Emily, and they're inseparable. They have such a blast together. Renee has been a sort of a driving force in Emily's belief that she can graduate from high school, be one of the first in her family to do so.
Lovely.
And just build that network of friendship.
They look like they get along great.
Yeah.
I think you had one other. No, that looks like fun. You had a car wash. Was that a fundraiser?
It was a car wash.
That looks like fun.
So we want to give opportunities for our kids to be involved in stuff that supports the program too. So we do a car wash, and this is one of our summer match activities where everybody gets together and we just we wash cars that raises money for the program.
That's
so
great.
More kids can get mentors. So
tell me a little bit. We don't have tons of time left, but I want to make sure we talk about how you become a mentor and what are the requirements to do that, because I'm sure you're looking for more mentors in this area especially.
Absolutely. So we just started in October, and we already have over 30 kids waiting on the wait list.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So mentors are absolutely our top need.
Okay.
To be a mentor, a few extra hours a week that you can dedicate to getting to know a kid in the community. It's really focused around the friendship. So we have a 3-session training series. So people come to an orientation first, then 2 follow-up trainings if it seems like a good fit.
And how, like a few hours, or are they all day?
90 minutes, here at Gresham City Hall.
Okay.
And then we do a home visit where we'll come visit the mentor's home and do an interview, and then we do a bunch of different background checks, reference checks. And then we also meet with the families, get an idea what the kids want, what the parents want in a mentor. And then we're really intentional about how we match location, personality, communication style, things like that.
What if they meet and they just don't hit it off?
Yeah, it happens occasionally, not too often.
If you're doing a really good job, probably not very often.
Not too often. But everybody has the right to say this isn't the right match, and so we'll rematch them with someone else.
We don't have very much time, so tell me, if somebody is interested, can they just go to your website and get more information about becoming a mentor?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. family-of-friends.org.
Okay, and we should have it up on the screen too. One more thing, that businesses and other organizations in the area, if they want to help out somehow, can they, like say, maybe it's the bowling alley here, and they want to say, I'd like to provide some free bowling games for some of these, from some of the matches. Can people do that?
Definitely,
or could they,
definitely. You know? And it's a great way for businesses to get involved and support the mission, and as well as helping us get connected with their employees or sponsoring a match.
Oh,
as
so you
well.
can sponsor a match.
They can
Okay.
sponsor a match.
And we probably always take contributions and probably need volunteers for other things as well.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. Okay. Any last words? Anything else we should know about Family and Friends Mentoring before I let you go?
No, we really appreciate the opportunity, and we're just here to help connect the work that's already being done in Gresham. So.
Doing a great job. I'm real excited about it. So
Great.
if people are interested in getting more information about Family and Friends Mentoring, do check out the website. The information should be on the screen. And what a great, fulfilling, and way to volunteer and to get connected with the community, and something that probably will benefit you as much as it does the child that you're mentoring. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline in just a moment.
Hotline is made possible with generous support by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
My documentary was more than I ever would have dreamed of doing.
This is a community media station.
It was phenomenal.
Ready, camera one.
What is it about this place that makes so many different people come together?
Ready, camera two.
Very professional, experienced people.
You can use these industry standard pieces of equipment.
Ready, camera three. Take three.
To be rich to do this.
Open people's eyes to something they've never even thought of before.
Cool stuff happens. It becomes this community.
That's going to really change who's telling the stories and who's controlling the messaging.